Welcome to Dodgers Daily. I'm Casey Porter. I'm so glad that you decided to tune in. Hey, before we get started, if you like this kind of content, go ahead and click that like button, leave a comment, tell all your friends about this video, share this video so we can keep providing you content like this in the future. We have a very, very, very special guest this afternoon. On the phone with us, it's Kevin Pillar, outfielder in the Dodgers organization and longtime Major League veteran. So as we bring him in, Kevin, thank you so much for joining Dodgers Daily. And let's back this thing all the way back up. Let's take you back to your high school days. Let's talk about Chaminade Prep and then in college at Cal State Dominguez, where you got to play for your high school coach. And let's talk about that time of your life.
Yeah, I just always loved baseball, but I enjoyed playing all the sports growing up, and that continued into high school. And it wasn't really till my senior year where, I really felt like baseball was probably my best opportunity to go to the next level, meaning college, not professionally. And instead of playing three sports as a senior, I just played football and baseball, and kind of allowed that gap in between football and baseball to kind of be my time to focus on baseball as opposed to playing another sport. And, after my senior year, didn't really have a place to go play college. And was fortunate that a teammate of mine and actually my high school baseball coach took the pitching coach job at Cal State Dominguez Hills, and they both encouraged me to go out to the campus and see it and see if it was something that I would be interested in doing. And, it was close enough to home where, I felt like my parents would still get an opportunity to see me play. And, meeting with the manager there basically told me I could use Cal State Dominguez Hills as a junior college, and he would help me get to the next level if that was, something that I could potentially do. So I decided to go to Cal State Dominguez Hills and reunite with my high school baseball coach and my best friend from high school. And yeah, like you mentioned, not the facilities of most Division I baseball programs. We changed in the parking lot out of our cars after class. But it was my first time in my life playing baseball year round. So I had a really high desire to want to get better, and I enjoyed spending a lot of extra time at the baseball fields, where maybe most kids at 18 are maybe a little bit burned out at baseball. I still really was raw and hadn't spent a lot of time on a baseball field. I really only played, my baseball season, whether that was like springtime growing up or, high school baseball. Never played any travel baseball, never played, no travel baseball, no showcases, no scout ball, nothing. Just strictly my little league season and my high school baseball season. That was it. No extracurriculars. I was spent playing other sports and being a kid, traveling and wakeboarding and snowboarding and riding dirt bikes. So yeah, it just made me well-rounded.
I think most people assume that guys like you that have long major league careers, everything has always been in place for them. They went to the biggest schools, got drafted in the early rounds, and that certainly is not your case. You got drafted in the 32nd round, 2011, so you have a great story that could resonate with everybody. So talk about getting drafted.
Yeah, obviously very, very exciting. In all honesty, I thought it was a year late. I was coming off a pretty historic junior year at Cal State Dominguez, when I had 54-game hit streak and was, all conference, all American, all that stuff, and felt like was worthy of being drafted. And it became very apparent to me that, playing Division II baseball is, maybe looked down upon a little bit when it comes to, major league teams. So going into my senior year, I still had expectations that I would get an opportunity to play at the next level. So when I was drafted, it was kind of a relief. It wasn't too exciting at that point. It was more of a relief. I knew it was, the door opening. It was an opportunity, and that's the way I saw it. It became all about just having that little crack in the door open. And I knew if I got that, I would be able to make the best of it, and just went out there with a chip on my shoulder and wanted to prove all the teams wrong for passing on me so much. First of all, an entire year, but then 31 times, 32 times in that year, and I wanted to prove that talent can be found anywhere, and I just wanted to prove that I could be a big leaguer and I could be an impact big leaguer, and I didn't really know what I was getting into. I just knew that I knew that I was being sent to Bluefield, West Virginia. I knew I signed a minor league contract. I knew that games were going to be played, and I knew every time I put that uniform on, I had an opportunity to prove someone or an organization wrong, and more importantly, prove myself.
I want to change gears just a touch and talk about the Japan AllStar series that you got to play in 2018. Tell us about that experience. Tell us all about what it was and what that was like for you.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't say like a really well-known thing, but it is a thing that Major League Baseball has done for some time. In fact, they're actually doing it this off-season, but they're going to Korea. And it's basically just they call it a Major League All-Star, but it's really just, they put out this invitation to go on a, 7-game or 8-game or 9-game trip to Japan. And anyone from Major League Baseball that kind of submits their name, and then the Major League Players Association kind of comes up with a team to go over there, and you're playing Japan's national team. And this year will be Korea's national team. And I submitted my name that year, did not get selected. And then due to someone backing out last minute, I was actually invited one day before the trip was about to leave. I just had a baby. She was just about 1 year old, and we had one day to make a decision if we wanted to go to Japan or not. And we knew it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We knew it would be challenging with a 1-year-old, and we decided to say, let's do it. And, like I mentioned, once in a lifetime. It was definitely challenging with a 1-year-old and time change and a lot of time spent traveling, but completely first-class trip done by Major League Baseball. Got to go to 3 different cities in Japan, do some amazing sightseeing. The baseball games were important, but it almost felt secondary to the amount of things they had set up for us as far as viewing historic things in Japan and taking us on really cool experiences through the day. And then we would go to the fields and, try to compete the best we could at night and try to win as many games as possible. But definitely a really cool experience, something fun for the fans. We had some pretty big name players go over there, so it was cool for the people of Japan to see some of maybe their favorite players. Yadi Molina, Ronald Acuna, Juan Soto were on that trip. So, they sent some pretty good players, and I definitely submitted my name for this one in Korea. I just think it's a cool way of traveling, and hopefully I get selected.
You signed with the Dodgers as a free agent in the last offseason, so take us through all the reasons why you chose to become a Dodger.
When it became apparent late into spring training that a big league job wasn't out there for me, and I had an opportunity to sign with the Dodgers, being from Southern California, being a Dodger fan growing up, felt like it was the right time in my career. If they wanted me, I wanted to be there. They also, I've had a ton of success with, players maybe on the back end of their career, or maybe players that have underachieved and been able to, make them very successful major leaguer all-stars, and felt like that was something I wanted to explore on top of getting a chance to play for my, favorite team growing up, my hometown team, where, a lot of my friends and family are still Dodger fans. But combination of that and just really wanting to challenge myself and see what kind of player I could become, and learn from the incredible staff they have there, and all the stuff that happens behind the scenes. And I felt like I was on track to be the best version of myself before the injury. And yeah, I was doing everything I felt like I needed to do in AAA to prove that I made some adjustments to my approach and to my swing, to the way my body moved, and was really excited to get that opportunity to play for my hometown team and go out there. And in all honesty, it took me a couple of days to kind of settle in, getting back to the big leagues. Putting the Dodger uniform on was, really exciting to me. And I finally was able to, get that first hit, being back up there wearing the Dodger uniform. And I felt like I was, about to settle in and be really comfortable with where I was at and myself, and be someone that could contribute up there. And, unfortunately the injury happened, and, going from a season-ending injury to getting a chance to come back to Oklahoma City and play a handful of games to finish the year, and put myself in the conversation of, what if something happens during this playoff run, was something that motivated me through the injury, through the rehab process. Always felt like I would have an opportunity to beat the initial timetable and get back on a baseball field this year. And I'm standing on the field right now, pretty excited, pretty grateful to be back playing. Excited about today's game and tomorrow's game. And I don't really have any. I promised myself I wouldn't get ahead of myself. I would just come out here and play and show that I was healthy, and that's all I'm really concerned about at this point, is getting through these last 2 games, being healthy, getting back to Arizona, staying ready if they need me. But part of me is also looking forward to hopefully an opportunity to maybe come back next year. And I know personally I have some unfinished business and would like to wear that Dodger blue again and play in front of my friends and family at home. But we'll see what the future holds.
You have an awesome story like I was talking about earlier. Most people, I think, assume that Major League veterans like yourself were drafted in the early rounds. They all went to the Division I colleges, played in the big showcases. You did not. You went to a Division II school at Cal State Dominguez. You got drafted in the 32nd round. So you have a great message. So for those kids out there that want to become a major leaguer, now obviously not everybody's going to get to make the major leagues, but for all those kids that want to reach their goals and give themselves the best chances to become a major leaguer, what is your message for them?
Kind of the Bryce Harper, Manny Machado, Juan Soto, Mike Trout stories get shared a little bit more. I think more attention on, players like myself. Their journeys are important messages for kids to hear. I think too many parents think that their kids are, the only possible way to get there is to play baseball year round, become a first-round draft pick, go to a Division I college. There's a lot of different ways people have gotten to the big leagues. I'm by far not the only person to ever come out of the draft late, to come out of a small Division II school or Division III school, but those paths are out there. I think the biggest message is, in addition to that, is, every time you got a uniform on, you got an opportunity to prove yourself. You got an opportunity to prove to the people watching. You never know who's watching. Small things matter in this game. Effort, the way you carry yourself, the way you ground out, the way you run down the line, the way you carry yourself. being accountable, being someone that, a coaching staff could rely on to do the right things, to pick up the signs. If there's a dress code, to follow it. If you got to stay eligible, do your homework, go to class. All those things matter in this game. I don't think people understand the talent discrepancy at the highest level. I got no business being on a field with Mike Trout, but I also he is so much better than I am at baseball, but I also play a part in this game too. That you don't have to be a superstar to earn a good living in this game and to earn a lot of respect of a lot of people. You just got to do things right, play the game the right way, play hard, and believe in yourself.
One last question for me, and you've been in different organizations, you've been around the block, you know what professionalism looks like. You came over to the Dodgers, so can you speak to the culture of the Dodgers and the developmental system?
Yeah, they have an amazing staff, top to bottom. Even being down a week ago, being in instructional league, the attention to detail on all the stuff that they're doing down there, the amount of staff that's down there working with these guys, the amount of information they have, and more importantly, how much they care. And then when you get to the big leagues with the Dodgers, it's a very fun, loving, accepting, win first mentality there. Obviously, they have unbelievable talent there, but even the best players there care the most about winning. I can't say that about everywhere that I've been, and I won't talk about badly about anywhere I've been. I just feel like the Dodgers, there's something special about putting that uniform on, that it's a win-first mentality from top to bottom. The front office is all in about winning, using any and every resource they have in order to win. And you feel that in the minor leagues. It's been a while since I've been in the minor leagues, but the communication from front office to coaching staff down here to players, what they want you to do and accomplish and how to get to the next level is very transparent. And it's a great place to be. It's a great time to be a Dodger. And, like I said, being in Instructs and then being back here in AAA, the amount of talent they have, maybe some guys that, the casual fan isn't maybe aware of. The future's bright. They are definitely stacked with talent. The next generation's coming in addition to what they already have there. And, they build a model that's not just we're going to go all in this year, which they are, but they also are building for the long haul too.